Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Blue Monkey. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about hunter pets going into Shadowlands. We're going to be talking about upcoming changes, pet family abilities, abilities available only on specific beasts, bonus and exotic abilities, and most importantly, new pet models going into the next expansion. If you only care about one or two of these categories that I've just listed, timestamps will be in the description down below for your convenience. Just a little bit of a disclaimer, some of those pet models are not confirmed as tameable, but still appear in the Shadowlands Alpha and can be reasonably speculated to become tameable by launch. Also, as we know, Shadowlands is still an alpha, so some of this information could possibly be changed or adjusted in the future, so just keep that in mind going into this video. Guys, don't forget to like the video if you found it useful, and subscribe if you want more useful videos just like this one. Remember to come check me out live on Twitch Monday and Friday evenings. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, first let's go ahead and talk about the changes coming to pets. Now, it's not too much, but as of now, Beast Cleave is now capped at 5 targets, and Spirit Mend is being nerfed. To what extent, I don't know. I did just do a video on Spirit Beast and how Spirit Mend is almost overpowered, so it kind of sucks that that's getting tuned down a little bit, but what can you do? Other than that, our Revive pet now has a 6-second cast time instead of 2, which is also really unfortunate for mid-battle revives, but doesn't necessarily pertain specifically to our pets themselves. What does pertain to our pets is that we're going to get a significantly increased stable size. Now, the exact number is unknown, but I'll keep an eye on that in the future and keep you guys up to date. Next, we're going to take a look at our pet family abilities. So, as you may know, there are 3 pet families. It's going to be Cunning, Ferocity, and Tenacity. Tenacity is going to be more of a tank spec, Ferocity is going to be more DPS, and Cunning is going to be good for utility and movement speed. So as you can see, all pets with Cunning come with 8% movement speed, plus 8% movement speed, and an ability called Master's Call, stopping movement and parrying effects for 4 seconds. So if you want a mobility pet, a pet that's going to increase your mobility by a lot, you're going to want to look for the Cunning family. Ferocity gives us 10% leech, and an ability that gives us 30% haste for the entire party. So if you need to up those DPS numbers, Ferocity is where you're going to want to go. Tenacity pets have the passive ability Endurance Training, giving us plus 5% maximum health. They also give us the Survival of the Fittest spell, which decreases our damage received by 20% for 6 seconds. Obviously, you're going to want to have at least one of each pet, depending on what situation you are in. Alright, now let's talk about specific abilities. These are abilities that are only on certain species of pets. So you can see on the left side is the ability, and on the right side is going to be all the pets categorized into the 3 different families. So if you want, for example, the defense ability, reduces damage taken by 50% for 12 seconds. And you want to use a Cunning pet for that extra mobility. You'll be able to cross the mobility of Cunning with the defense ability belonging to the boars, mechanical, and shale spider species. If you want to pause the video and check these specific abilities out, I would highly recommend it, or even take a screenshot for you to take with you. I'm going to put some more specific abilities up on the screen. The Slow, Tranquilize, and Dispel, and Trigger defense abilities. If either or any of these interest you, be sure to write down what pets in each family come with that ability. Now let's talk about bonus abilities. Abilities only available on one specific species of pet. Cats get the Prowl ability, which is very similar to the Prowl ability present on Feral Druids. Puts the pet in stealth mode, but also slows its movement speed, but the first attack from stealth receives a 20% bonus to damage. Feather Manes, I really like this ability for Battlegrounds because you can just jump off a cliff and use your Updraft ability, slowing your fall speed and your pet's fall speed for 30 seconds. And Spirit Beast basically get Prowl, but it's a different ability name. By the way, all this information is coming from a website called Petopia at wow-petopia.com. If you want some more in-depth information, be sure to check that website out. I will put a link down in the description below. Now let's talk about some of our favorite pets and abilities, exotic pets and exotic abilities. I'll go ahead and put them up on the screen. A couple to note that I really like: the Blood of the Rhino that comes on the Cleft Hoof increases 10% armor and increases the effective of healing received by 20% if you're looking to increase that survivability. As I mentioned, the Pterodax comes with updraft, so you can slowly fall down to the ground if you take a big fall. And even Froststorm Breath present on the Chimera family, giving us a nice extra AoE ability. Now here's a really interesting one on the Quillen, whatever that is, on the Quillen family, called Eternal Guardian, which is going to pair really nicely with the nerfs coming to our revived pet. It says, when used, your pet will miraculously return to life with full health. Water Striders, giving the hunter the ability to walk across water. And an obvious go-to with Spirit Beast is the Spirit Mend ability, giving us a really nice and much needed heal over time. Alright, and now for the moment we've all been waiting for, those new pet models. I'm going to go ahead and go over them alphabetically. I'll go ahead and put them up on the screen. I will not put every color variation up though. These are just a preview of the new models coming in the new expansion, Shadowlands. First up being the Flightless Terraclaw. Now I believe these are already in the game, but they are getting a color palette update, as well as a couple additional colors. Same thing with the regular Terraclaw. Getting a nice color palette update and a couple new color schemes for us. Now this one I really like, and keep in mind I'm not sure what family a lot of these are going to belong to, but the Arden Moth coming from Ardenweald is just a really nice fluorescent looking model, and I can guarantee you this will be one of the first pets I pick up when Shadowlands launches. Now one of you guys is going to have to tell me down in the comment section. I thought these were present in the game already. Although still a really nice model, the Dark Hounds. This is the teal color. I believe it also comes in purple, burnt orange, and something else. Be sure to head over to Petopia to check it out. Now this one, the Dark Hound, I would assume would be coming from Revendreth, that vampire area. But I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Next up we have the Death Rocks. And although they look like they are guaranteed to just be an enemy, they are actually classified as beasts in the system right now. Not sure if it will be tameable come the expansion, but if you're looking for a freaking death pterodactyl skeleton, this is going to be the one for you. Probably coming out of Maldraxxus. Next we have our dragon turtles. On the left we have the base model. In the middle is going to be the spiked. And on the right side we have the stoned dragon turtle. These all come in a myriad of colors. And if you like any of the models of these, be sure to look out for one. Another one that I really like is the Ether Worm. I think these are going to be in Bastion. I believe I've seen footage of the alpha with these things flying around. Color variations on this one aren't too expansive. They're all basically blue, but the black can change to a brown or a red, or I think there's 4 variations. Here we have the Gargons, also coming out of Revendreth. I like to call them the Crimson Chin. Look at that thing. That thing looks like a beast. Most likely going to be one of our tenacity pets acting like a tank for us. Glimmerfly is another soft, magical looking little fairy moth. I just really love the contrast between not only the zones, but obviously the creatures and the potential pets that are going to be within the zones. In stark contrast to the Glimmerflies is going to be the Gormwasp. Not sure where these ones are going to come from, but I love this model combined with this specific color palette. Speaking of the differences in models between the more fairy type and the more demon type pets, I really like this model and color. Coming out of Bastion, as I'm sure you've seen, there is also a mount form, this beast called the Larian. I know, I have a tendency to put all the dark colors on the screen, but this one also does come in I believe a silver and blue as well as a white and gold. Another potential pet that's going to be coming out of Bastion is going to be the Mechanical Phalanx. I'm sure you've seen this one walking around in alpha footage from other YouTubers and streamers. Another one of my favorite noble models, as I like to put it. But this, by far, my favorite model is going to be the Rune Stag. Clearly coming out of Ardenweald, but it just looks like a freaking night elf, ram, deer, moose, majestic ass looking. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. This one's going to have supposedly 4 horn variations. I could only find images of 3 of them. And it's also going to come with 4 color variations, giving us 16 different possible models for the Rune Stags here. Now, I believe other stags in the game are classified as tenacity as well, being a tank. So we'll have to see how these ones turn out. Now I'm going to put the Shadow Beast up on the screen. There is only one model online for it. No alternate horns, no alternate colors. And honestly, I'm a little skeptical that this guy is going to become tameable, but god damn if he does. Just look at that thing. Look at that thing. Next up we have the Soul Seekers. Now these are, and it looks like empty armor. But if you look closely, it's got this shadowy, misty, almost like Destiny Taken vibe going on underneath that armor. These guys will probably also come out of Revendreth. And so far that zone is looking pretty good as far as dark, demonic, and more shadowy type pets. Speaking of which, next up is the Taurolus. I almost guarantee this is coming out of Maldraxxus. One of you guys is going to have to confirm that for me if you've seen it in any of the Maldraxxus footage. Another ram looking type pet, obviously with a little bit of this green bile coming out of the eyes. A really cool model. But that's it for character models, guys. So make sure, number one, that you use this information to find yourself a good pet to go into the expansion with. Keeping in mind our pet family abilities and what we can match up with the bonus, exotic, and special abilities. Start your hunt now to find a pet that's going to be suitable in all types of content, whether you're solo, whether you're PvP, whether you're doing Mythic Plus, or whether you're wanting to get into the new raid. Make sure to have multiple combinations of multiple pet families and special abilities. And that's it for now, guys. That is everything you need to know. All the information we have at the time about pets going into Shadowlands. I will be sure to keep you updated if any more information comes out. If you want those quick little updates, make sure to check out my Twitter. Link will be down in the description below. Be sure to come over and check me out live on Twitch Monday and Friday evenings. I usually go live about 9 o'clock. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or just want to get into some games, come over and see me live. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you found it useful and if you want to see more. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.